party people. Welcome to Careers and Cocktails. I am so excited to be in the Netherlands with my brother-in-law, Chris Frey. And we are going to dig deep today because he has been in the military for years, and he'll get more into that. But first, what are we drinking today, Chris?
Heineken.
Heineken.
The beer of choice in the Netherlands.
Yeah, right. Well, let's get it in the cup. And we are so lucky, and you pronounce the restaurant. We are filming at the lovely
Gossimijne.
Yeah, it's a great place to eat. Cheers.
Cheers.
So, Chris, what can we celebrate for you this week?
How about 10 years cancer-free?
Oh my gosh, cheers to that. Wow. I remember.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Happy for that. So you were in the military. Walk us through your background a little bit so we have an understanding of.
Okay. Well, I moved around quite a bit as a civilian before I entered the Air Force. So I already had nomadic in my blood, So I kind of always knew I'd be somewhat of a traveler, but I didn't quite expect to be a world traveler like I was, but
yeah.
It was a good fit. But when I was 18, turning 19, graduated high school, I knew I had to get out of the house, and so I joined the Air Force, and that's what kind of began my 21-year journey.
Wow.
So 44 countries later.
44 countries.
Yeah, either visited or lived, yeah.
Wow. And so what did you want to be when you grew up?
I always knew I wanted to be in criminal justice. That was always something that I felt a pull for. I know it's a hard job, but I felt like, why can't it be me that does something like that?
Sure.
So that's what I focused my education on, and that's what my career was.
Sure. And so you were a police officer in the military, right?
Correct.
So tell me, when you're traveling to all these different countries, you're put into situations where the culture is different, the customs are different, everything's different, and here you're with the American military. How do you adjust to all of that?
It's really easy. It's people are people, and they enjoy being treated with respect, and they enjoy openness. So if you can take your time to listen to them, to treat them like they're important, their opinions are valued, they'll give you the same in return.
Right. And I forgot to mention, we both live in, well, you're from Wisconsin. Well, you're from all over, but
yeah.
I live in Wisconsin, and I'm a Vikings fan, and he is a Packer fan. So we had to have the team rivalries today present for the show.
But actually, this didn't even happen until well into my military career.
Really?
Yeah, no, because I moved around so much, I wasn't really a Packer fan.
Oh, you weren't?
No, but once I got into the military, everybody found I was from Wisconsin, and they started giving me crap about how the Packers suck and this and that kind of like all of a sudden made me a Packer fan.
Oh, what a fun story!
I started following them then.
I love that. Yeah. What a fun story.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite country of the 44?
It has to be Greece. The people are wonderful. The food is awesome. The weather is fantastic. They have a word called avrio, and avrio is tomorrow in their language.
Uh-huh.
But it's more than just a word. It's a concept of life. So if something can be done today, it could also be done tomorrow. So first, let's sit, have a drink, have a talk, and enjoy life. Yeah,
I would like that too.
Yeah.
I would like that too. So, what are the qualities that people should have when going into the military or considering that as an option?
I believe anybody can come into the military with whatever attitude and then be able to figure it out. Your mentors are going to help you figure it out quite quickly. And that's how to be a follower. And then also along with that is how to be a leader. So if you're open to learning how to follow, lead, how to communicate, how to listen, Those are qualities we look for in the military,
Sure.
definitely.
And Chris, how did I think you won Airman of the Year award, right? And tons of awards. How did you stand out as one of the top
Yeah.
amongst thousands of people?
Well, I had to focus first on trying to do more than everybody around me in my unit.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked who was superior performers in my unit and tried to basically emulate what they did, and then tried to do a little bit more to stay ahead. And then I kept challenging myself like that. So I was always trying to keep myself busy. If ever there was some lag time or whatever, I always tried to figure out how I could fill it.
Sure.
So I make myself the point of contact for some kind of off-duty volunteer type work, and I would get volunteers to come help me do my project, which in turn I was getting the ultimate credit for, and that rings up a lot of points in the award world.
Right.
Gives you
Cool.
some,
Cool. And tell us about a time that you failed, and how did you recover?
Failed. I think professionally and personally, I think I included people in my life that possibly were bringing me backwards. I had the confidence that my own ability to communicate, to analyze, to overcome would mitigate a negative influence in my life, and I shouldn't have brought those people into my life. That was a big mistake.
We call that weeding the garden.
Yeah.
So how did you do that though? That's really emotional. Whether they're professional colleagues or friends, and then you make the decision, I can't have these people in my life. How did that go for you?
Well, it was a hard transition, and I think I never really got it right. I think in retrospect, I think you need to get it right the first time. Just analyze what is this person offering in my life in a positive way. If you're going to be some kind of counselor or something like that, maybe you need these negative type influences in your life so you can mend them and fix them. But if you're just trying to be somebody trying to build your life and build a future, I would recommend just don't let them in your aura.
Sure, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And with your tremendous, military career, you retired with the military, right? You served.
Correct.
And then you're now you're in the Netherlands. How did you end up here?
Well, I had, as you know, I had cancer, and I was retired medically from the Air Force. And then they had me kind of in limbo for a year trying to figure out what they were going to do with me. And at the time I was married to my Dutch wife, and I went back and lived with her, and we migrated here, immigrated in here, and then I set up camp here.
Got it. Yeah. And what are your plans for the future? Now that you've retired, you're still young.
Yeah. Well, I think I can be. I think I can be an inspiration for people that have had a sad story, that have been down and out, and I hope that I can bring people to not make a big decision over a temporary circumstance through health and fitness.
Awesome.
So I'm launching my own company, Survivor Fitness. In February.
Congrats! So, I love the name.
Yeah. Thanks.
Cheers to that. And I work out almost every day. I'm a huge, I eat healthy aside from being on vacation.
Yeah.
But what it does is, for me, it's transitioned my whole life. My mental aptitude is sharper. I have more energy throughout the day. I feel like I'm operating at the optimal Renee Frey.
Yeah.
So tell us, can you give any secrets with us on, for somebody, if they're not moving their body or not eating healthy right now, like what's one tip? What should they start doing if they're not doing today? Okay.
Well, let's say, your bills are piling up. You know that you got some extra pounds that you can lose. Maybe you are drinking too much, you're smoking too much. You really like Burger King and McDonald's and all that stuff. And nothing seems to be going right. If you feel like there's nothing else you can do, invest in yourself, invest in health. So if you start eating right and you start giving your body what it requires with nutrients and minerals, then you start having more energy. Then you get rid of the fat with some exercise, and you start burning the fat, and you don't have to carry that extra weight around during the day. So you'll also be able to move faster, think quicker, everything becomes easier. Mm-hmm. So while there's nothing to do, invest in yourself, focus on yourself, and you'll be surprised your luck does change.
Oh, it certainly does.
The universe is listening, and it's going to repay you for what you're investing in.
Absolutely.
Correct.
So if I am, how do I make one step, like one tactical step to get out of my rut if I am eating McDonald's too much or not moving my body?
It's very simple. When you keep on repeating something, it becomes a habit. Mm-hmm. So if you can drive past McDonald's in a point where you're hungry, right, and it looks good, smells good, you can almost taste it, right? Just that yellow M, you can taste it. If you can pass it that one time and then record that into your head, the next time that you're passing McDonald's, if you can do it again, what you're doing is you're retraining your brain. And you can keep on doing that, and then eventually your discipline feeds motivation. So your discipline provides motivation. So you don't need anything else. You don't need an outside influence. It's yourself internally that's providing that fuel.
Absolutely. That's the key. That is definitely the key. So what is the best advice you've been given?
Of all time?
Or one of, I know there's a lot, but like what's the best advice you've been given that you can remember off the top of your head?
Never discuss politics with family.
Okay, what's the best advice you can give our listeners?
I tell you what, just never give up. It's never too late to change it all around and turn it all around into something positive.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a huge proponent of positive thoughts and positive thinking as well.
Absolutely.
How about the military? When you were rising through the ranks, did you have to interview? Like, I know nothing about the military, how it's structured. Or do you serve in a position for a specific time, and then you get how did you make the moves up that you did?
Yeah. Well, rank is really testing, and there's some variables with how you get ranked, but testing is a big part of it.
Oh, they test you.
Yeah, there's a test on just general Air Force knowledge, and there's a test on specifically your career field. But also a factor is how you've been doing on your performance reports each year. So those add weight to your rank. But you can move internally in the Air Force. So if you have a job, like for me, if I had a job in plans and programs, if a job opened up in investigations, I would have to apply for that. And it's just like any other job with a resume, an interview.
Oh, wow. It's formal.
Letters of recommendations from your chain of command. So
awesome. Awesome.
It's like that in the civilian world as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Any advice that you wish you would have gotten before joining the military that you that you learned rather quickly?
Well, yeah, I know what you're saying. Me personally, I would have joined the Coast Guard.
Oh, really?
If I could have done it all over again, I wouldn't have changed joining the military, but I think I would have joined the Coast Guard. You're always around the sea. You're always around, someplace with boats. Usually, I think I actually would have enjoyed that better. But I think I would have, if I could have told myself some advice, I would have said retire in the States, because there's a lot of VA benefits that I cannot use here.
Oh, because you're here. Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Good advice to know now.
Yeah, I'm not around a VA hospital. I'm not around.
Right.
I can't use my VA loan. So, there's a lot of things that,
Got it. Well, thank you so much for sharing all your wisdom. Congrats on your business. Where can we find you?
Survivor Fitness NL. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter.
Awesome. I love it. And for all of you hiring leaders who want to find out the best way to hire your future talent, go to careersandcocktails.com and download my free hiring guide. And for all of you job seekers who hate your job, go to the same website to learn where to purchase my book, I Hate Mondays. If you have liked this video episode, please be sure to like, subscribe, click the bell, and review us. Cheers!
Cheers.